If you've been feeling stuck, like you're doing everything correctly, but nothing is happening, I totally get that. I actually shut down both my print on demand and my digital download Etsy shops at different times, but each time it was purely out of frustration and burnout. I felt like I kept creating and nothing was selling in either shop. And it was just a really defeating feeling. It didn't feel good. And that's why I wanted to do this video today. It isn't my typical style, but I felt like it was important. And I know that if you're in that phase of frustration, trying to stay positive, but finding it hard to do so, I just want you to know that you're not alone. What you're feeling is very, very normal, and it can be turned around. Once I figured out everything that I'm going to be sharing with you today, that is when everything changed. I relaunched, I got focused, and in a very short amount of time, I was able to grow both my print on demand and my digital shops to about $100,000 in revenue. And I'm still growing. These tips I'm going to be sharing may sound very simple, but they really would help me stop overthinking and help me take the steps necessary to move both of my shops forward. Because once I did that, I got intentional and I got results. So if you're wondering, what are you missing? These are the exact 3 things that I wish I could have gone back and told myself. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Tip 1, validate before you create. In the beginning, I was just winging it. I would make random products, random niches with no plan and no idea if anybody would actually buy it. And spoiler alert, they did not buy anything. Nothing was selling. I was putting my all into my shop and nothing was happening. And if I can be totally transparent, I did fight the idea of researching for a very long time, probably a bit longer than I like to admit. But when I gave in and began to validate before I created anything, I have to admit that is when things did turn around for my shop. And that's when I got my first research tool. There are a ton out there, but I decided to go with Everbee. And when I learned how to use Everbee, that's when I was able to understand what was in demand and what people were actually looking for. And again, you can go with any research tool that you want to go with. They all have the same purpose. But when I knew what was in demand and had a better understanding of what to create, I could then go back and reverse engineer and make products that people actually wanted to buy. And just to clarify that I'm not saying to go out and copy other products. I am so against that. But what I am saying is when you can learn to understand what people are actually buying, you can use those listings that are doing well as inspiration, understanding what is selling, and then definitely putting your own spin on it. When I did that, that is when I began getting those daily orders. And honestly, I became such a research nerd that I created my Done For You niche club. Every Monday, you get 7 fresh niches that I've already researched for you. You get the titles, you get the tags, and you also get the AI prompts and a lot more within the group to help you get started and just take forward moving action on your shop to really help with the overthinking and the overwhelm. I just revamped the entire thing and moved it to my new platform, and I think it looks really good. I'm really proud of it, and people are finding it incredibly helpful. So if you want to check it out on your own, go ahead and check out the first link below in the description or the pinned comment if you want to get access to what I dropped this week. Now let's get into tip number 2. Tip 2, use Chat GPT to unlock your brain. Now, I'm not saying by any means to have it do your job for you. I do not recommend that. But what I am saying that if you need to bounce ideas off of something or brainstorm or get advice about what to do in a particular situation regarding your shop, even responding to a customer message or a review or coming up with new ideas or helping to create a collection, ChatGPT is going to be your go-to and complete game changer. I don't know about you, but I used to spend a lot of time just overthinking one little thing or wasting a lot of time and not taking enough action. But when I use ChatGPT to get my thoughts out or to explain a situation, I get guidance in a matter of seconds, and it really can help you move forward. You can literally go to ChatGPT and say, here's what I'm trying to do. here's what I sell, here's what I'm stuck on. And it will help you map everything out a lot more quickly than you think too, which can probably be a little scary, but I love it. AI is here to stay, and it can really help you move your shop forward in the right direction and help you get out of your own head. Instead of spinning your wheels and second guessing every idea, you're moving forward with clarity. And for me, I can't praise Chat GPT enough for that. And don't feel like you're cheating. Don't feel like you're being lazy. It's actually very smart. And if you feel like you're cheating or you feel like you're being lazy, that is really an old school perspective. Things are changing now. And as an Etsy shop owner, one of the core things that I can implore to you would be that you have to be willing to change, open to change, because there are a lot of older shops I've seen on the platform where the shops just kind of have fallen off, or in forums I'm in, the shop owner will say that they don't get any orders like how they used to. And every now and then they'll link their shop. And if you go to it, you can see they haven't changed anything. They've been in one spot the whole time, maybe with a little bit of change, but you have to keep up with technology and just how things are changing. So really take advantage of ChatGPT. And again, the free version will probably do everything that you need it to do. I like to think of ChatGPT more as a creative partner and not a shortcut, and it'll change the game for you. Let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3, begin with one product and become a pro at it. Take it from me on this one. I think this might be the most important tip. Don't open a shop or multiple shops if you're brand new and you don't really know what you're doing. Don't take on multiple products either. Now, I get it. There is a thing called shiny object syndrome, and I fell into it right away. Not only did I begin to try to offer multiple products in my shops, but I opened up 3 shops in a 3-month period. Please don't do that. I cannot believe I did that, and I got burned out. And the reason why I'm very passionate about newer shop owners not taking on multiple products right away is because if you think about it, each product type has its own learning curve. Even if you're thinking of selling a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, they're 2 completely different products. You need to learn how to master one product. And not only that, with each product, you have to get different mock-ups for it. And something that I teach all the time is to look at other bestsellers in your niche and really study what mock-up types they're using, because they have it figured out. Now, if you're trying to learn how to do Etsy, learn the back end of it, learn how to have a good listing, learn how to do a title, learn how to do your tags, learn how to do mock-ups, I mean, you can quickly begin to understand that it's just too much. None of the other product types are going anywhere. So you have the time to learn them and over time begin to implement them in your shop. But when I do shop audits, one of the pieces of feedback I give to the person who got the audit is that their shop feels random. They have a ton of different products in it, and it's pretty obvious that they haven't even mastered the one, which is okay. That is normal. That's how it's supposed to be. But when you begin to add in a bunch of other products, it can look like your shop is thrown together, and that is a surefire way to turn off a lot of potential customers. So I know that it probably doesn't sound very exciting for me to say begin with one product, but please believe me on this one. Begin with one product, really perfect it, refine it, hone it in, and then add in another product, because I sell multiple products in my shops, in both of my shops, and I'm not against it, but what I don't encourage is to take on so much from the beginning while you're learning. And I think that's why a lot of people quit, because they're overwhelmed, they're confused, they're not getting the traction they had hoped for. And when a customer does come to their shop, it doesn't really look cohesive. It looks like you kind of threw everything in your shop. People don't like that. So please begin with one product type. When I was early on and trying to add a whole bunch of products, I never really gave myself time to perfect anything. But when I relaunched my digital shop, actually, I only began with one product type, and I was very intentional about that. And after I had my shop on vacation mode for over half a year, I relaunched, and the next day I got an order. And that was my cue that I had done the right thing, that I was only going to focus on one product type. And eventually I got bored with it, but that is when I knew, okay, I'm ready to try out something else, because this one product type isn't a lot of work for me anymore. So please take it from me to only begin with one product type. Don't overdo it, and don't become a victim to shiny object syndrome. Bonus tip, your mindset is everything. Now, I know that may sound pretty cliche, but it really is the truth. There's a lot of negativity out there in the Etsy world for whatever reason. People are always complaining that there's too much competition, that the platform is dead, it's too hard, it's not working. And if you allow yourself to remain in that energy for too long, it'll drag you down, and it'll drag you down pretty quickly. I know because I've been there. I eventually had to stop consuming content that fed into that. It only did negative things for me. It did nothing positive, and it made me feel even more discouraged. And another thing I had to stop doing was comparing myself to other people. You just don't know where they are in their Etsy journey. And it's funny, we were in a live call in my group about a month or two ago when we talked about this, and I told the members of the group that you just never know. So when you see a shop on Etsy and it's a new shop and they have a ton of orders already, you don't know if that shop has a huge social media following. You don't know if that shop owner has been on the platform for a long time, so they know how to run a shop, how to get it started, how to do all the things. You just never know. And because you never know that, it really is a waste of your time and your energy to compare your new shop to another new shop when you don't know their history. You don't know how long they've been on Etsy. You just don't know. And I found that when I tuned all of that out and got clear on what I was building, that is when I began to show up a lot differently. And that's when things changed. I'm a big believer in that your mindset will drive your actions. I sound like my mom right now, but I'm not a huge fan of the pity parties. You can't sit around and feel sorry for yourself. You've got to take action to change your situation. Because if you believe that it won't work, your subconscious will make sure that it doesn't. But if you believe that you can figure it out, you will. And I want that for you. Now, if any of these tips helped you with a little click of clarity and you're ready to get more intentional with your Etsy shop, you don't have to do it alone. In addition to my Done For You Niche Club, I'm now offering one-on-one coaching. So if you're looking for help with strategy, picking a product type, or turning things around like I did, go ahead and check out the link below in the description if you want to learn more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.